Good morning, YouTube. I was debating on whether to say morning or not because it's going on 11 o'clock in the morning. So we are figuring out what we're going to have for brunch because it's a little too late for breakfast, a little too early for lunch. So we're going to get started with some white pomegranate loose tea. And the water's going in the background, and I put it inside of the French press. We use ours for tea. I'm a tea drinker. My husband's a coffee drinker. He uses the Keurig, and I use the French press for my tea. So this is the first time I've used this tea in the French press. It's the white pomegranate tea. So we're going to see how this one turns out. It says tablespoon, 1 tablespoon per 8 fluid ounces. I don't know, this maybe looks like a 16-ounce container. So we're going to put two tablespoons in there and see how it goes. All right, there it is. And we filled it up with some water. And now we're about to put the plunger on top. I'm just going to let it sit there and brew for about 15 minutes or so. If you have a French press, this particular one says to prime it with a little bit of warm tap water first, so that way the glass doesn't crack. So please make sure you read that, because you don't want to pour hot water into a glass container and have it shatter on you. So that's what we do. So I'm going to put that plunger on there. Just let it sit. Okay, the plunger's on there setting, and we're just waiting for the chicken tenders in the air fryer to get done, so we can have a wrap today with a side. So we'll be right back. And I went ahead and got me a cup here, but what we're going to sweeten this tea with is going to be some local honey. And I just want to show you, see if I can get in there. It started to crystallize, which is fine. It does happen sometime with natural honey, wild honey, local honey, whatever you want to call it. And it just as good. I use it in my tea. So I will, or baking, if you're going to put it in bread or something like that, you can use it in your baking. So just as good. It does, like if you go to eat honey right off a spoon, of course, it's not going to be liquidy and smooth like it would be, when it's in its liquid form, of course. But it dissolves very nicely in tea. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of that in a cup and let it just sit there while the tea over here is still brewing. And while we get my lunch together. And there's the honey in the bottom of the mug there. So I'll put a good heaping teaspoon of that in there. Probably I did half the teaspoon, and then we went ahead and put another heaping teaspoon on there. So it's probably going to equal a tablespoon in there, because I enjoy my local honey. So, and I'm going to make sure I get a dose of it in my tea, because it's good for you. And as you can see, as the plunger goes down on the tea, it's a very light tea, not like in the other video that I have that has a different brand of tea. It's loose leaf, but you can tell the difference from the pressed section and the not pressed. And it's a very easy, one finger, slowly plunge it down. So it doesn't take any effort at all to do that. So that's pretty easy for me to do, to do that part myself, just to press it down there. And then oh, look at that one lonely little leaf that escaped. It's okay. It has a filter guard on it too, so if it ends up in the cup, I'll drink it. If not, the filter will catch it. Now we're switching over to preparing the lunch portion of this. We got the tea going, and it's funny. Before we open up another jar of mayonnaise, we have a packet drawer, and told my husband, like I said, we're going to use these packets up first. So I went ahead and opened up a restaurant pack of mayonnaise that we've had in our condiment section of our refrigerator. So we could use those up. So if you do still eat out, we've had these condiments for quite some time. And when we use them up, we haven't eaten in restaurants in a very long time. So I don't know when we will get more packets. But if you do go to a restaurant and you're ordering something, especially if you're doing something through a drive-through or something quick, whether or not you want to pack it at that time, if they say any condiments, get you something, whether it's a pack of ketchup, a pack of mayo, a pack of sauce, and just put it in your refrigerator, because if you're ever out or, in a pinch and you need, say, like mayonnaise, and you're not able to go to the store or willing to go to the store or send someone to the store for it, then you have a backup at least for a meal. So that's what we're doing today, because no one wants to go out in the cold to get mayonnaise, or to go into the stock to get mayonnaise. So we're going to use these up before going into our stock of mayonnaise. All right, we have added some spinach on there. There's the mayo that we were talking about, and a couple of little microgreens, as you can see. And now we're going to add a little bit of shredded, I think I want to go with shredded cheddar cheese and the chicken tenders, and wrap it up and have that with my side. So we'll be right back. Okay, there's the honey style chicken tender cut up, and it was three little tenders, like they're like look like little finger tenders, and I think two would have been just enough. This is one of those small, um, I think it's like a carb balance wrap. So as you can see, the size of the plate is a very small wrap, but I think two tenders would have been enough for me. And there's the cheese, and like I said, my husband and I always keep prepped cheese in a container and other prep things, tomatoes and etc. in the refrigerator. It just makes it easier if I ever have to prepare something myself. It's already prepped and ready to go. So there is shredded cheese, and we're going to get this wrapped up and cut up and get the side, and we'll be ready for our brunch. There it is, wrapped and cut. Looks fantastic. And I bet you it's going to taste as good as it looks. I just wanted to show you this. Here is my side, which I'm having. It's our version. It's a thing my mom used to cook. It reminds me of her. Is we call it fried squash, but it's done in a pan. And see that caramelization on top? You can still see it sizzling, probably from the toaster. You see little sizzle bubbles, so that will go on the side there. And there we have it, folks. There's our fried squash chicken tender wrap, and our nice hot thing of white pomegranate, or mug I should say, of white pomegranate tea with local honey inside. What are you having for breakfast or brunch or lunch today? Hope you enjoy your day. Thanks for watching.